Hey everybody, coming back to you guys with another video update. I wanted to do something different today. Walking around Kyiv, getting the atmosphere. It's hot, it's well over 90 degrees. We have air conditioning and power for only a couple hours per day. It can be some tough times, but I wanted to get out and go for a walk. Maybe show you guys a little bit of outside, and maybe this could be a new niche for videos on Mercado Media. The biggest news update for today is Poland is considering allowing their military to strike down Russian missiles that are coming over Western Ukraine. I absolutely support this. This is something that Ukraine desperately needs. They need more support from the West. They need to be able to strike Russian targets and Russian bases just on the other side of the border. I got back from Eastern Ukraine and Southern Ukraine. I saw a lot. The military is not getting artillery shells that they're promised. NATO was supposed to be working with Ukraine to be able to move the equipment in our countries in the West, and then Ukraine can facilitate it through Poland, but it's just not reaching Ukraine at this time. The Ukrainian military announced it took out 1,000 Russian soldiers yesterday. There's fighting in the east from Kharkiv to Krasnogorivka, and the Russians have been advancing and gaining ground over the past couple months. That situation has not changed yet at this time. I had to walk up into the shade. Krishadik, it's so hot, the sun is just beating down. But the soldiers are very appreciative of everything that we're doing, everything that like our YouTube channel and others that are supporting in so many different ways, vehicles, drones, medical supplies, and just moral support. Those are things that the Ukrainian soldiers absolutely appreciate in many ways. Morale is pretty low on the front. I mean, no matter what, the Ukrainian forces and the Ukrainian people are going to continue to fight, no matter how much pressure from propagandists and peaceniks and kopniks that have absolutely nothing good to say about Ukraine on a daily basis, but yet they feel they should give up their land and territory to genocidal dictator Vladimir Putin. Coming up on the Azovstal Free Mariupol Defenders sign. Very cool. I'm going to be going to a rally tomorrow with Rick the Ukrainian to see how those protests are and also observe if the Ukrainian people are receiving enough attention for those efforts internally. We're going to find out tomorrow. In general, though, Kyiv is absolutely beautiful as usual. The horrible missile attack on Monday at the Children's Cancer Ward is absolutely unforgivable. It's disgraceful that there are Russian propagandists and people that are trying to sell it as anything other than what the Russians have done with their own missile. The KH-101 missile came in. It's been debunked completely. I went over it on yesterday's video. Shout out to Ryan Macbeth and also Johnny FD for being there on the ground and giving the perspective firsthand. Right now I'm just walking down Krishadik to Maidan. I just figured I wanted to show you guys what it looks like because I took a couple videos last year, but they were really well done and my videos weren't getting a whole lot of attention last year. So I'm hoping that you guys will be able to see what it looks like now. Did a 4-hour stream this morning. It was so good. So the chat was great. Walked, I had some breakfast, so you guys can check that out in the live tab if you haven't done so yet.
У вас не залишилось питань, то про що воно все? Про що ці війни? Про що ці катаклізми? Про єдине, найцінніший скарб – людська душа. Я запрошую нашого волонтера і священнослужителя Андрія Дудка. Друзі, буквально хвилина вашої уваги може буквально спасти ваше життя і вашу вічність.
They had some sort of a dancing event back there. There's tons of street performers and people that are trying to recruit for the military across Krishadik. It's a very, very busy street on a daily basis, even more so at night. There's the youth is out here just kind of hanging out, and there's a lot of opportunity for food and snacks and drinks, coffee, especially ice cream on a day like this. That is something that is absolutely needed. I'm getting a lot done this visit. I've been talking to many people, finding new ways to support the armed forces if possible. Because as going forward, I don't know if I'm going to host my own campaign from now on. Please donate to our NAFO campaign. We started it in the late May and we haven't finished it yet. We're at like almost 70% complete. If you guys can continue to share that, post that, and donate, I would absolutely appreciate that sincerely. I delivered that truck on the latest convoy. That's how I get to Ukraine. We start off in Tallinn, and this time we delivered 20 trucks from Estonia to Kyiv. Absolutely incredible efforts from NAFO and all the work that they do behind the scenes. But going forward, I think I want to help smaller efforts and also campaigns that are lacking the attention and support that the great NAFO 69th Sniffing Brigade is receiving. Many of you guys watch multiple pro-Ukraine YouTube channels, donate to campaigns, and it's just not really working, competing over the fundraisers. Nobody's really working together except for the Shills, Operator Starsky, Rick the Ukrainian, Greg Terry Experience, ATP Geopolitics, and Professor Gertis. So this place in Maidan is where flags are placed to represent fallen soldiers of the full-scale war, and it is at least doubled, if not tripled in size since I was here last year. I took video and photo. I posted it on my Instagram, but I got to go around it now. There are ways to go in. I'm going to try to find a certain flag for you guys. Pete meant so much to all of us. Pete was an irreplaceable man. Now I want you to think of how amazing of a person that Pete was. And his memory will always, always be with us. And I'm standing amongst thousands of Petes. Right here. Incredible human beings defending their country or coming here to help defend Ukraine. And it's an honor, a true honor, to be able to stand where I am right now. Let me get a big R.I.P. Pete in the comment section of the video. And also, maybe write your favorite Pete memory, something that you guys remember from Pete with his interactions with our YouTube channels and all of the just outpouring of positivity that he did bring in such dark times. Rest in peace to Pete Fouche. When the war started, the first 2 weeks my YouTube channel was dedicated to streaming for 24 hours nonstop. There were CCTV cameras here in Maidan, behind me at the hotel. There was one across. There was cameras in St. Michael's, St. Sophia's, and we watched for days and days and days the unknown. What was going to happen? Were the Russians going to take Kyiv? All the propaganda was suggesting so. The media was all here. They were reporting on it like a sporting event at the top of the Intercontinental over there. It was very dark times. But then Ukraine rose out of that dark times. And the history that I'm standing in right now, here in Maidan, and the revolution of the Ukrainian people to maintain their independence from Vladimir Putin in 2014, is the same energy that's brought into the full-scale war. Russia does not want Ukraine to be independent, and that's the bottom line. All the propaganda narratives, NATO this, West that, it's just a deflection point from the truth that Vladimir Putin is a genocidal dictator that wants to take this beautiful country. But the fact remains, Vladimir Putin will never take this country. No matter how much forces they bring here, how much terrorism is rained upon Ukraine, The Ukrainian people are never going to give up, and that's not anything that I'm making up. That's from my time being here now. This is my 5th trip, 2 years in a row, on the ground in Ukraine, talking to people, having conversations that transcend philosophy on the entire war. I don't know if it's hard. I don't know how you transcend philosophy. Might have made that up, but we have philosophical conversations with military, regular, everyday people, and it's just incredible, the resiliency. If you guys would like more on the ground videos like this, a little different, it's easier to do it when I travel, like in this wonderful country of Ukraine, but I could figure out ways to do it back home. Hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, and Slava Ukraine.